It baffles me that so many people are urging President Biden to step down from office because he had a bad debate night. Biden isn't a convicted felon. Biden isn't facing numerous felony charges, and Biden also hasn't been proven to have committed sexual assault against E. Jean Carroll and have 27 credible sexual assault allegations against him. But somehow Trump has avoided any accountability for this. But right now, California Congressman Ted Lieu says folks need to pay closer attention to Trump's connections to the sex trafficking of Jeffrey Epstein. Let's hear Ted Lieu.
We hear a lot from our constituents on different issues, but something I've heard that doesn't seem to be being covered are the Epstein files. These files were released, and like Donald Trump's sort of all over this, right? There are pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein. He's taken multiple plane flights with Epstein with young girls on board. He is in call logs with Epstein. One of the highest trending hashtags on Twitter right now is about Trump and Epstein. I'm not going to repeat the hashtag because we're in a dignified setting. But yeah, y'all might want to look at that because that's highly disturbing. And again, it shows that Donald Trump is unfit for office. And by the way, he was convicted in a civilian court for sexual assault, convicted in a separate court of 34 felonies. Donald Trump should drop out of the race.
And Rebecca, we hear Congressman Lieu. Why are we hearing more Democrats in Congress coming out against Joe Biden than we're hearing coming out against Donald Trump being on the literal Epstein list?
America, you in trouble, girl. We're in trouble right now. And we need the real adults to stand up if we actually want to move our democracy forward. The games that we're playing now, I don't, like I was mentioning earlier, I just don't think it's in the best interest of the country.
And Joy, on that same point, it seems that almost the Democratic Party has listened too much to Michelle Obama when she says when they go low, you go high. Because Donald Trump is willing to use anything against Joe Biden. Hunter Biden's crack addiction, illegitimate children with a stripper. You name it, the Republicans will run on it. But Democrats don't seem to want to dig into some of these tawdry details around Trump. Do you think they have to do that to win in 2024?
Yes, because it's true. We need to fight with everything. We have to care enough about our country to use whatever is at our disposal. He is an existential threat. It is hair on fire time. Stop fighting with each other and fight against him. We have to stop being stupid. Too much is on the line. But let me associate myself with the words of Representative Lieu. Donald Trump should absolutely drop out of the race. Hopefully he will do so tonight.
And Scott, on that point, I feel like if there was a video of Joe Biden at a party full of young girls dancing with Jeffrey Epstein, that will probably be the only thing the Republicans ran 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the entire campaign. But there's literally a video of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein dancing in a room full of women in the 80s, and for some reason, folks just aren't using that. Why do you think Democrats are afraid to use the tools they have to actually try to win this race?
I don't think they're afraid to use the tools. I mean, he's got 4 criminal felony files going on at one time, or at least 3 now, and he's been convicted of 34 felonies. The rules simply don't apply to him. And when I say they don't apply, they don't stick to him. We know that there's verified evidence based on the congressional investigations that Donald Trump was engaged with prostitutes in Russia. And let's just say we're on the internet, but clearly that they were what word am I looking for? I don't know how to clean it up. They were urinating on him in a sexual circumstance. That was verified. That wasn't some rumor in the congressional hearings on the Russian interference with 2016 elections. But we get amnesia. America gets amnesia. The media doesn't have amnesia. They've run all these stories and stuff. The power of Donald Trump isn't that nothing sticks to him. His supporters, that 45% of America, they know all of this, right? And they still love him. They still vote for him. And because he's got that 45 million, then the House GOP, the Senate GOP, they all genuflect around him. Why? Because they don't want to be primary. And it's just as odd, as crazy, and ironic as ever. They seek his support, seek his money, seek his endorsement, because the House and Senate GOP members, they represent a lot of his MAGA supporters. This is the craziest situation we've ever been in. The GOP isn't a political party anymore. It's a not a love fest. It's a cult. It's a cult, and we've learned to live with it so long that none of this is surprising. He admits all of this, other than sleeping with Stormy Daniels, and we know he did that. But his base does not care. That's the phenomena. His base does not care. That's why he can run for president again. That's why he's going to get 45 million votes. And that's why he's beating us now. Think about it. The convicted felon and all the other things that go wrong, and the obnoxious corruption of Donald Trump is beating a good, decent, older man who's got a legislative record like no other president, who at times doesn't finish his sentences or doesn't connect the dots. What does that say about America? What does that say about us as voters? I mean, just think about what we're seeing right now and what's going to happen in November. Democracy is going to fall January 2025. Can you imagine living in a world? Did any of us on this show believe that democracy, as imperfect as America is, searching in search of a more perfect union, did anyone believe that our democracy could not survive, that it would bend but not break? And if Donald Trump wins, right, he will have a mandate, right, to implement anarchy and dictatorship. And unfortunately, we can fight, but our democracy may fall because of that 45 million people who are behind it. That ought to scare the hell out of all of us and make all of us go vote and bring 50 people with us. And yet, we're not talking about the campaign. We're not talking about Biden's record. You know what we're talking about? That he's too old and he can't prosecute the claim against him, and he's losing at the election. It's just a crazy time, man. This is crazy shit.
Well, Scotland, that's my point where I say that they need to be circling the wagons and aiming the firing squad outwardly, not inwardly. What we saw in the UK elections last week, you saw the center of the electorate, the Labour Party, unite with the Greens and the Lib Dems. They threw the Tories out. We saw in France last week, Macron, the centrist party, united with the far left party. He got Le Pen out. So what we're seeing in America, however, is an Ouroboros of this thing eating itself. The dragon is eating its own tail, and Donald Trump is benefiting from it, and it doesn't make any sense.
Time to get paid, blow up like Fanbase exclusive audio rooms are here. Now tap, talk, and get paid. Monetize your live podcast and most engaging conversations. You can now create exclusive audio chat rooms only for your subscribers and biggest fans. And as a user, subscribe, listen, and talk to your favorite creators. Now tap, talk, and get paid. Because everyone's a fan of something, and everyone has a fan base.